Few people know this, but there is an ancient, powerful book that has been forgotten by many, the Book of Enoch. In it, something surprising appears. The word chosen is mentioned exactly 9 times, always connected to judgment, separation, and salvation. This leads us to a disturbing question. Could you be one of those chosen? Enoch was a different kind of man. The Bible says that he walked with God and was taken away without seeing death. He lived before the flood, in an age so corrupt that the Creator himself decided to start everything over. But before that, he revealed to Enoch visions of the end. And these visions directly involve the chosen. The problem is that when analyzing these 9 mentions, we notice something very serious. The chosen are few. And they are not defined by religion, but by attitude, obedience, and separation. Enoch saw what would happen to them, and also to those who are not part of that group. That is exactly what we're going to explore now, step by step. This message is not about fear. It's about awareness. It's about understanding what is coming and taking the right stance. Let's analyze each of those 9 instances and what they reveal to us today. And if you've made it this far, you probably already feel that this is no coincidence. Before we continue, take a moment to follow the channel and turn on notifications. That helps me spread this content and keep bringing deep revelations like this one. My name is George, and I'm here to help you see beyond the obvious. The blessing of the chosen. Enoch 1:1 right. In the very first sentence of the book of Enoch, we find a clear distinction. The blessing of Enoch with which he blessed the elect and the righteous. This shows that his message was not for everyone. It was for a separate group, identified as the chosen. They are not just good or religious people. They have been set apart for something greater. This separation carries weight. From the beginning, Enoch recognizes that not everyone walks with God in the same way. There are people who live in the world, but there are others who have been marked by God to live differently. The blessing is released, but directed. That means there is a special attention from God toward the chosen, even in the midst of chaos. It is interesting to note that this first mention comes before any description of judgment, punishment, or destruction. This shows that the chosen are not defined by fear, but by spiritual position. They are those who walk with God, even when the world walks in the opposite direction. They are people who live against the current, out of conviction, not convenience. This first reference also shows that there is a special revelation for this group. Enoch speaks directly to them. They are the ones who will receive instruction, vision, and comfort in difficult times. But with that also comes a responsibility to live as someone who carries God's blessing. It is not enough to be mentioned. One must live up to the calling. Enoch does not speak to the curious. He speaks to those who have been awakened. If this message has reached you, maybe it's not by accident. Maybe it's because God wants to remind you who you are. The blessing has been released, but it's only the beginning. The chosen will have a different journey and a destiny completely separate from the rest of the world. Protection in judgment. Enoch 1:8-9. A few verses after the blessing, Enoch delivers a revelation that changes everything. With the righteous, he will make peace. He will protect the elect. This is the second time the chosen appear. And now, the scene is more serious, because what follows is destruction, judgment, and justice being visibly applied upon the earth. The most important thing here is separation. Enoch shows that judgment is real and unavoidable, but that there is a group that will be spared. God will not protect everyone. He will protect the elect. This is profound, It means that not everyone who believes or claims to belong to God will be under that protection in the days of judgment. The reference is clear. There will be peace for the righteous and protection for the chosen. But there will be destruction for sinners and the wicked. The issue is that to human eyes, it may all look the same. There may be good, religious, or moral people among those who are destroyed. But God sees beyond. He knows who are His, and it is with them that He makes a covenant. This revelation is unsettling because it shatters a false sense of security. Many live believing that by attending church or following a tradition, they are already saved. But Enoch shows another reality. Protection will be applied selectively, and those who are not among the chosen will feel the weight of divine justice. If you understand this, you can no longer live carelessly. The chosen live with a different mindset. They are not here merely to survive. They are here to stand firm, even when everything around them is collapsing. The promise of protection is real, but it is not automatic. It is for those who live set apart, consecrated, and vigilant, because the day is coming. Eternal inheritance. Enoch 5:7. The third time Enoch speaks about the chosen is to announce an inheritance. With the righteous shall be their dwelling, and with the elect shall be their inheritance. This speaks of eternal destiny. While many seek rewards in this life, the chosen look towards something greater, to live with God and inherit what has been reserved since the beginning. An inheritance is not just any reward. It is something reserved for legitimate children. Enoch shows that the chosen are not only spared from judgment, they are also those who will dwell with God and receive His eternal inheritance. This includes communion, authority, and spiritual possession of what God created for the new age to come. This vision breaks attachment to the present world. The chosen live with their eyes on what is to come. They do not get lost in battles for status, wealth, or earthly recognition. They know that what they have here is temporary, and that there is an eternal dwelling promised by God, where only the righteous and the elect will have access. At the same time, this promise is also a warning, because if there is an inheritance, there is also exclusion. Not everyone will inherit. Not everyone will live with God. Judgment separates. The inheritance confirms who belongs to Him. And the way we live today reveals whether we are truly children prepared to receive what has been reserved. That is why this third mention is so important. It forces us to think about the end, about what we are really waiting for. Living for this world is easy, but living as a chosen one requires vision, steadfastness, and surrender. If you feel like you don't fit into the system of this world, perhaps it's because God has called you to an inheritance that the world cannot give. Angelic intercession for the chosen. Enoch 9:3-4. The fourth time the chosen are mentioned happens at a striking moment. The celestial angels are before God, concerned about the evil on earth. They say, "Look at what Azazel has done," and they plead for your mercy upon the elect. This reveals something profound. Even the angels intercede for the chosen when the earth is in collapse. This happens before the flood, when the fallen angels corrupted humanity and spread sin everywhere. Heaven was not silent. There was a cry. But that cry was not general. They did not ask for mercy for everyone. They pleaded for those who had been chosen. This shows us that heaven recognizes who belongs to God, even in times of extreme corruption. The most impressive part is that the chosen were living in the midst of chaos. They had not yet been taken away. They were being preserved by mercy, while everything around them deteriorated. This is an important revelation for today's times. We may be living in a similar generation. Violence, corruption, spiritual confusion, all increasing. But there is a people for whom heaven still intercedes. It also teaches us that the chosen are not forgotten. God is not indifferent to those who sincerely seek Him. Even when the world seems lost, there are eyes watching over the righteous. The cry of the angels is a reminder that God's plan involves saving and preserving those who belong to Him until the end. It is a relief to know that there is intercession, but also a warning. Because if the angels are pleading for the elect, it means that judgment is about to fall upon the rest. This reinforces the idea that the time of grace will not last forever. There is a limit, and there is a group that will be preserved. That group is the chosen. If you feel the weight of this text, understand. There is still time to take your stand. But that decision cannot be postponed. The world may mock, but heaven knows its own. And God responds to the cry that is lifted up for those who have been set apart. The chosen are not alone. They are being kept by God and by heaven. Access to God's books. Enoch 47, 3-4. The fifth mention of the chosen in the book of Enoch occurs in a scene of judgment and revelation. The text says that the books were opened before the Most High, and the sins of the sinners were read, and the righteous and elect saw this with joy. Here we see that the chosen have direct access to what God is revealing. This is extremely symbolic. While the sinners are exposed, the elect see everything with clarity and joy. They are not afraid, because they have nothing to hide. They stand before God in peace and confidence. This shows that they lived with awareness and reverence, and now they receive understanding and revelation about God's actions. The opening of the books recalls the language used in Revelation when it speaks of the book of life and the heavenly records. In Enoch, this moment is also decisive. There is no more deceit, no more masking. Truth comes to light. And the chosen are among those who have access to God's justice in a clean and guiltless way. This gives us a strong lesson. The chosen are not only protected, they are also informed. They receive discernment. They see what others cannot see. They are not caught by surprise. Because they walk with God, they understand the times, the signs, and the revelations. They live with their spiritual eyes open. This ability to discern is one of the greatest blessings a person can have in times of spiritual confusion. In a world where truth has been relativized, where sin has been normalized, and where many live deceived, the chosen live with discernment. They do not follow the crowd, they follow the word. And because they live in the light, they do not fear the day of judgment. But this is also a warning. Those who are not chosen will not see things clearly. They will keep thinking everything is fine, even when everything is falling apart. They will mock what is holy. They will laugh at what is sacred. But the books will be opened, and on that day, those who belong to God will see justice fulfilled. If you desire to live with discernment and see as the chosen see, start now. Sanctify your eyes, your mind, your life. Because those who walk with God do not walk blindly. And when the books are opened, the chosen will be ready and at peace. Life with the Son of Man. Enoch 62:8-9. The sixth time the chosen are mentioned, Enoch reveals something that directly connects the elect to the Messiah. He writes, "The elect shall have life with the Son of Man." This phrase carries one of the greatest promises of all. The chosen will live eternally with Christ. They will not only be saved, but will also have direct communion with the King. The title Son of Man is repeatedly used in the New Testament by Jesus to refer to himself. But Enoch mentioned this title centuries earlier. He speaks of someone who will judge the nations, who will reign in righteousness, and who will stand alongside the elect. This confirms that God's promise has always had one focus: to prepare a people to be with His Son. The text shows that the chosen will not only witness the judgment, but will also take part in God's new government. They will have life with the Messiah, which implies authority, intimacy, honor, and eternal destiny. That is no small thing. It is the fulfillment of everything promised to those who love God and persevere to the end. However, this promise also separates those who only heard about Jesus from those who truly lived with Him. Many know biblical stories, attend churches, and take part in rituals, but few actually live in communion with the Son of Man. Enoch shows that the elect are those who will be with Him, not as strangers, but as companions and participants in the kingdom. This text is powerful because it makes clear the final destiny of the chosen. It is not just escaping judgment. It is living with the King of Kings. And that changes everything. Because if that is the goal, then the focus of our lives cannot be on the pleasures of the present, but on preparing for the encounter with the Son. If today you feel the desire in your heart to walk closer with God, that is not just emotion. It may be the Spirit calling you to a deeper separation. Life with the Son of Man begins now, in the daily choice to live for Him. The chosen do not wait for the end to meet Jesus. They already walk with Him today. Steadfast before the throne. Enoch 61:8. The seventh mention of the chosen in the book of Enoch brings a powerful and rare image. And on that day the elect shall stand before Him firmly. Here, Enoch is describing a moment yet to come. The day when all humanity will be confronted with the presence of God. But in the midst of that scene of glory, fear, and judgment, one group remains steadfast. This scene speaks of position. Throughout Enoch's text, we see reactions of terror from the wicked, shame, downfall, confusion. But the elect stand tall. They are firm. They do not flee, tremble, or hide. They know the one before whom they stand, and that makes all the difference. They have lived prepared for that encounter. To stand firm before God is a sign of approval. It is like someone who passes a difficult test and receives the highest grade, able to look the examiner in the eye without fear. The chosen do not live to please men. They live to please God. And that shows on the day when everyone's truth will be revealed. But this steadfastness does not appear out of nowhere. It is built. The elect are those who remained faithful even when everything around them tried to make them fall. They were persecuted, ridiculed, tempted, but they did not deny their faith. They did not follow the system. They did not bow under pressure. And because of that, they remained firm before the throne. This brings an important reflection. We live in times when keeping faith firm is becoming increasingly difficult. There is pressure on all sides, social, moral, spiritual. The world invites spiritual apathy. But the elect choose the narrow way. Enoch is saying, those who chose steadfastness in life will have steadfastness in eternity. It is important to remember that on that day, no one will be able to pretend. There will be no religious masks, appearances of piety, or eloquent speeches. What will count is what was lived in secret. Enoch shows that the chosen stand because they lived with clean hearts and lives aligned with God's truth. Perhaps today you feel weak, but still choose to remain firm. Don't give up. The steadfastness of the elect is not perfection. It is perseverance. It is remaining, even when everything tries to push you away. And God honors those who stand firm for Him. In the end, this image is also a promise. If today you remain faithful, tomorrow you will stand firm before Him. Enoch saw that day. And he saw ordinary people like you and me standing before the throne of God. The scorn of the wicked for the chosen. Enoch 100:4, 2-6. The eighth time the chosen appear in the book of Enoch brings an uncomfortable twist. This time they are the target of mockery. The text shows that the sinners will say, "Where is their hope?" What good did their faith do? This provocation is directed at the elect. They are despised, ridiculed, and questioned by those who rejected the truth. This scene is extremely current. In many places, believing in God has become a reason for mockery. Upholding spiritual values, choosing holiness, defending biblical principles, all of this has become strange to the world. Enoch already saw this happening. God's chosen people have always been a minority, and for that reason, always misunderstood. This mockery, however, does not weaken the elect. On the contrary, it confirms them. When the world mocks the chosen, it is simply proving that they are different. Enoch shows that the righteous remain steadfast even when despised. They know that their hope does not rest on circumstances. It rests on something eternal. The text also reveals a painful contrast. While the wicked mock, the chosen persevere. And in due time, the difference will be visible. Because those who mock today will be judged tomorrow. And those who are humiliated today will be exalted before everyone. Enoch leaves no doubt about this. This passage serves as both a warning and a comfort. A warning for those who think it's fine to live like the world, and comfort for those who feel alone in staying faithful. The mockery is part of the process. The chosen should not expect applause. They should expect resistance. But they must also remember that the promise is greater than any criticism. Heirs of the New Earth. Enoch 1:9 and 92, 4-5. The ninth and final time the chosen appear in the book of Enoch is to confirm their ultimate destiny. In two passages he declares that the elect shall possess the earth. This is not a spiritual metaphor. It is a literal promise. God will create new heavens and a new earth, and the chosen will inherit this new world. This prophecy echoes several other parts of the Bible. Jesus said, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." John in Revelation speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, where righteousness dwells. Enoch saw this long before, and declared that the chosen will not only escape judgment, but will rule in the world to come. The fact that Enoch ends his message with this promise reveals God's complete plan. It is not just about delivering, it is about establishing a new government, with new heavens, a new earth, a new order. The wicked will be removed, injustice will be eliminated, and the chosen will reign with God in peace and fullness. This inheritance is the ultimate destiny of those who did not bow to the world's agendas. They renounced the present in order to live for the eternal. While many chased fame, status, and temporary riches, the chosen lived to please God, trusting in what they could not yet see. The most important thing here is to understand that this promise is not automatic. It is conditional. Only those who lived as chosen in this present world will inherit the new one. Those who did not blend in, who did not corrupt themselves, who kept their faith even in difficult times. The inheritance is for legitimate children, not for occasional sympathizers. Enoch ends with this vision because it gives us hope, but also urges us to make the right choices now. The present world is corrupted, but it will not last forever. God will restore all things, and when that happens, it will no longer be time to decide. It will be time to reap what was sown. If today you feel out of place in this world, maybe it's because you belong to the next one. The new world is reserved. The chosen will inherit the earth. And the question that remains is, are you living as an heir or as a visitor? Why are Enoch's visions so important? Enoch was Noah's great-grandfather, lived before the flood, and is one of the most mysterious figures in the entire Bible. Scripture says something astonishing about him. Enoch walked with God, and he was no more, because God took him. Genesis 5:24. He simply disappeared. He did not die like the others. He was taken by God. And that alone says a lot about who he was. But what makes Enoch even more special is not just the fact that he was taken up. It's what he saw before he was taken. The so-called Book of Enoch, although not present in most Bibles, circulated among ancient Jews and was known by the early Christians. In it, Enoch recounts profound visions about heaven, earth, judgment, and the end of times. He speaks about fallen angels who corrupted humanity, about the origin of evil, about the future judgment of the wicked, and even about the coming of a Son of Man who will reign with righteousness. In other words, Enoch had access to information that aligns with later biblical prophecies, but which in his time was still hidden. And here lies the point that causes tension. If Enoch saw so much, why was his book removed from most Bibles? The answer may be uncomfortable, because he saw too much. He spoke of things that expose darkness, confront structures, and reveal details about a specific group, the chosen. The Book of Enoch does not soften anything. It shows that not everyone will be saved. It points out that there will be separation, judgment, and an eternal inheritance reserved only for one people. And directly, it affirms that the chosen will live with the Messiah while the wicked are judged. All of this makes his visions even more important today. In a time when many want a comfortable faith, Enoch reminds us that God is just, that time is running out, and that the chosen must be prepared. What he saw was not a religious tale. It was a warning, and therefore it cannot be ignored. Comment.